Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, I had a voice for radio. So today, we're going to be looking at Solgaleo GX. Now, we've done a video about Solgaleo GX. We do not need to do a big video about what Solgaleo GX does. If you really want that, that's fine, that's brilliant, that's great. You can go and do that. I've done a video about that. You can go and watch that video whenever you gosh darn well feel like it. Hopefully I'll remember to pop a link in the description. What we're going to be talking about today is the fact that it's delayed until October, which means it is delayed past the World Championships, and looking at what the implication of that might actually be. Because we have a bunch of really good Pokemon at the moment that are starting to get better, that really love the fact that this Solgaleo has been delayed. Now we do need to start with a quick look at what the Solgaleo actually does, and it is phenomenal. Now, it's coming out in a box which should have been released in March. It was initially revealed to be released in March. This card came out in Japan in November, and yet we're not getting it until October. Nobody knows the exact reason for the delay. It may be a competitive balance issue, getting rid of it until the next format comes in October. What's more likely is just that it got delayed because there were too many products coming out, and you can't just flood the market with products. We did an opening yesterday of the Legends of Johto collection. That was fun. Go check that one out. And we did an opening recently of a Lucario GX box, and it keeps going. So maybe that's the reason it's been delayed. But now we talked about why it's been delayed, let's actually talk about what it does. The ability here removes weakness from all of your Pokemon, not just Solgaleo. Each of your Pokemon in play has no weakness. That is ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. You pop it on the bench, all of a sudden, boom, no weakness for any of your Pokemon. Having said that, we've seen plenty of Pokemon in the past, like Exploud from Supreme Victors, that was Stage 2 that had this ability, that didn't see play. The ability alone is not good enough. How about the attack? Double colorless energy, 120 damage, attach 2 energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. It's kind of like Sylveon, but for 1 fewer energy, and attaches 1 more energy. And then a GX attack, again for just a double colorless energy, so both the attacks here are for 1 attachment. You heal all of your Pokemon. Straight up, heal all of your Pokemon, just like Prima Arena did. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a little bit over the top good. It's a great Pokemon. So what does it mean that we're not getting it until October? Well, at the moment, there are 3 Pokemon that are either doing well or starting to do well that would not survive in a meta where Solgaleo was running rampant. Gardevoir GX. Now, Gardevoir's not quite the powerhouse it was before, but it did see a 3rd place finish in Prague at the special event. Rosa Clint took a Zoroark Gardevoir deck to 5th place. And at the giant 1,000 person regional in Charlotte, Kyle Sablehouse took Zoroark Gardevoir to a 5th place finish. So if anybody thinks that Gardevoir isn't a force at the moment, I'm sorry, you're a little bit wrong. It is still a great deck. It's not running the format like it used to, but it's a great deck. Gardevoir cannot stand up to Solgaleo. They're both stage 2, so there's no real speed advantage for either player. Gardevoir, if there are 2 energy sitting on a Solgaleo, that means that Gardevoir either needs 6 energy or 5 energy and a choice band, because if there was a total of 8 energy / choice band between the 2 Pokemon, Infinite Force would only do 240 and wouldn't get a KO. There needs to be 9 in total. Solgaleo's only ever going to have 2 on there. That means that you need to have the other 7 or 6 and a choice band. That's just not happening. Oh yeah, and by the way, Solgaleo for a double colorless energy will get an easy 1-hit KO on Gardevoir. Ladies and gentlemen, Gardevoir cannot stand up to Solgaleo. Now, similarly, we see that there's been a little bit of love lately for Sylveon. Sylveon, as much as it annoys me playing against it, because it just isn't that much fun, we saw that Kyle Lesnowicz, sorry about the pronunciation, got a top 8 finish in Charlotte using Sylveon. We saw that Miloslav Suchanek sorry about the pronunciation, saw a top 4 finish, 3rd place in Prague with Sylveon, and we saw that Simon the Road saw a top 8 finish in Portland with Sylveon, i.e. the last 2 big tournaments in the US and the last big tournament in Europe. We saw success for Sylveon, and again, Sylveon just cannot stand up to a Solgaleo GX deck. It's a slower deck because it focuses on disruption and using stuff like Enhanced Hammer, and fine, they can get rid of the double colorless energy, but you don't need to attach any energy here. You can just attach a double colorless and get a one-hit KO. Not only that, but as soon as you start attacking, you're accelerating energy, and Sylveon is just not going to be able to use Team Flare, Grunt, and Crushing Hammer to get rid of all of your energy when you are accelerating energy while attacking. Sylveon GX cannot stand up to Solgaleo GX. It just can't. Similarly, another deck or another Pokemon I should say, that is starting to see a bit less success but a little bit here and there, Glaceon GX. Avathan Belendran did see a top 8 finish in Charlotte with Glaceon Zoroark. And we have seen a little bit of success in Expanded with Glaceon Barbaracle, and Peter Olinsky over in Prague did see an 11th place finish with Glaceon. Now, Glaceon does 90 damage plus 30 to the bench. Thing is, you've got 250 HP, so even with a choice band, Glaceon is free hit KOing. Funnily enough, it's free hit KOing without a choice band. So even though it'll turn off the abilities of stuff like your Tapu Lele and will slow down your setup, chances are Glaceon is not going to do great against this either. Even Barbaracle turning off your double colorless energy, although this is purely an Expanded, you can still attach a metal energy from your hand, and you do that twice and then you're one-hit KOing. So these decks that are popular but not right at the front will go away. But of course, the most popular decks at the moment, there's 2 of them really. One of them revolves around Zoroark, and when it comes to Solgaleo and Zoroark, it is purely a speed competition. Because Zoroark is going to be hitting for 120 straight away every turn, 150 with a choice band. From turn 2 is probably going to be up and rolling. The thing is, it doesn't really matter if you can get going, because the thing is, although we've been talking about the new Solgaleo GX, the old Solgaleo GX does 230. Now you need free energy on there, but remember you're accelerating them with the new Solgaleo, so you can get one-hit KOs on Zoroark. You're going to be slower, you're going to take a bunch of damage, but remember that at one point during the game, you're going to be able to heal all of your damage with the GX attack, and also remember that you are going to be able here to survive a 2-hit KO unless your opponent is being able to use Choice Band. The other thing to remember, you could instead use the other GX attack on the other Solgaleo, and then get a couple of the big Solgaleo rolling, and then take 2 KOs in quick succession, if you can get that GX attack kind of turn 2, turn 3. That's not to say that you're going to smash Zoroark with this particular deck. They are going to have a significant speed advantage over you. They are a faster, more consistent deck. I suppose what we can say is that Solgaleo will beat Zoroark if they set up, and there's no guarantee that they will. But I think the biggest issue for Solgaleo, and the thing that gives me the biggest pause, Buzzwole is crushing in Japan at the moment. Like, Buzzwole is incredibly crushing in Japan. I did a video about how it's crushing in Japan. I'll pop a link in the description. Hopefully I remember. I should do. I believe in myself. And the thing is, over in Japan this is legal and Buzzwole is still crushing. And Buzzwole's got a whole bunch of tricks over there at the moment. It has got B-String, which accelerates energy when your opponent's got 3 or 4 prizes remaining, meaning it can get up to the big attack a bit faster. It's got Diancie Prism Star, which allows it to do an extra 20 damage for all of its attacks, not to mention Beast Energy, which allows you to do an extra 30 for your attacks, and maybe Buzzwole hits too hard too fast for a stage 2 like Solgaleo to really come in and gain a huge amount of traction. And I can't sit here and say that Solgaleo would crush the World Championships if it wasn't delayed, because it's not crushing in Japan at the moment. Although annoyingly, Japan now have a card that's going to be legal for almost a year for them, which they're not going to be able to play at Worlds. So what can we say about the delay of Solgaleo in total then? It would basically remove Gardevoir, Glaceon and Sylveon from the map if it saw play. It would be able to stand up against Zoroark if it could get set up, but speed could be a huge issue. But there's still a chance that by the time Worlds rolls around, the new tricks that Buzzwole's going to have are just going to make it too fast and too punishing. I will, however, say that the kind of counters for Buzzwole that we see, these psychic Pokemon like Garbodor, well, Solgaleo's got 250 HP and a resistance to Garbodor. So that is very much something to bear in mind, that if people start trying to counter Garbodor, Garbodor will go away, but Solgaleo will stand up very well indeed to those particular counters. I don't know if Solgaleo was going to crush Worlds, but I do think I've shown it was well positioned and had decent matchups. The biggest issue was going to be the speed and power of Buzzwole. But I suppose it's very similar to how we feel about the Zoroark matchup. If you can get set up, you are very well positioned indeed. But I suppose I want to know what you feel about this Solgaleo delay and what it's going to do to the meta. I think Solgaleo is going to really shake up the meta when it gets released. I don't know if it's going to be the best deck in the format, but it's certainly going to see a lot of play initially while people try and figure it out. I'm excited, you should be too, and I'm a little bit sad that it got delayed, and you should be too. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Go nuts, but be nice. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and so on, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, and do check out my video game /Dragon Ball Super channel, Wassy Plays. But by far the most important thing as always is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.